Jarrad Mahon here from Investors Edge Real Estate, bringing you my March Perth Property Market update. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to take you through the sale market, the rental market, and then some things to consider in the investing space. So this month I've called our property market update a steady start, and I'm going to take you through the reasons why we've had a pretty steady start to the year, and I'll launch straight into the sale market for you first. Number of properties for sale, surprisingly enough, has remained a lot lower in January, February and March since the peak of supply we were at in December and November last year. So you can see that things have dropped from 16,300 and we're now remaining a fair bit lower at 15,100 odd properties. Now that's a good sign, because when a lot of properties came off for the holiday break, only those that are really serious about selling have seemed to have come back on, and those extra properties that were waiting to come on over that time have continued to be taken up in the market, and we're starting to see a bit of a downward trend from our peak in November. So that's good news for the market. However, when we look at the number of properties being sold each week, that trend has continued downwards, and we had a very low week last week. It was actually the lowest on record since I've been recording things over the nearly 3 years now. So that is a little bit worrying, that we may see the number of properties for sale starting to increase back up again. So we'll have to keep an eye on that over the coming months. We're really continuing that downward trend, but I think sellers are a bit more realistic now about the prices that they can achieve. Initially, 6 months ago, a lot of sellers were coming on over the top of the market and really asking more than what the market was prepared to pay. And part of that reason that we're not seeing as many come on is that people are being more realistic, and if they can't get the price they want, they're just reassessing their plans and digging down for the next couple of years. And so that's why, I'd love to see our number sold pick back up again, and I'll be keeping an eye on that, because that stat in itself is a bit concerning. Days on market, we're seeing reversal in the trend from its maximum 71 days earlier in the June quarter of last year, and the numbers came in for the December quarter, and we were at 59 days as our average selling time. So that's getting back down to a lot more reasonable time, 2 months to sell a property. And you can see how that compares with our 49 odd days when we were at the lowest in September 2013. So we're not doing too badly. And part of that, again, ties into what I was just mentioning, that owners are a lot more realistic, pricing their properties, they're investing in their marketing now, and we're able to get a result still within a reasonable period of time. So it is important, if you are going to go onto the market, to do both of those things and allow, you should be selling in the first month if you get those things right. The median house price, I started bringing the stats on this to you in January at my last property market update, and you can see that things in the December quarter did bounce back a little bit to the 535 from 530 odd, and that was a first positive sign that we've seen, but we'll have to see if that trend continues when we finish this quarter, the March quarter, and but a positive sign to keep an eye on. Unit median house price also did the same, had a little bounce up to 435, and good to see that the median for units is holding up well as well. So Perth rental market, I'm just going to check what we just skipped over there. The property clock. This is really important for us to go through every second month with you. You can see that there's no major change with Perth. We're still listed as being in a declining market. Some of our other capital cities around Australia have changed in state, with Melbourne moving around to approaching its peak of the market, and Canberra moving into a rising market, but Perth will be keeping an eye on when we start to approach the bottom of the market. And as I've said in the past, often the time to buy is now when we're in declining and approaching, because it can move very quickly through the bottom of the market. And if we're building or developing or doing anything that adds value and takes time, we don't want to wait to buy all those bargains until the market starts coming up past you. So the rental market, let's go into that. The number of properties for rent has sat pretty stable in January, February, March at 9,800. We had our peak in January at the start of the year. That was expected because we didn't lease very little in December. So it's good to see that has dipped down since then, and that means, and I can speak for all the team here when I say that we're starting to really clear out all the properties much quicker. We're back on top of things. January and February are actually, for most real estate agents across Perth, the peak leasing times when people change properties in the year. So it was a lot of stress on the team to still find quality tenants quickly. And now that we're through that period, we'll see leasing times decrease, and hopefully the number of properties will also start to trend back down. We'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully we've reached a peak. Going on to our next slide, the rental vacancy rate. It was a little bit worrying to see that go from 5.6% up to 6%, and that is the highest in the 2-year period. Nearly triple the number of properties vacant compared to what we had back in January 2013. And it just goes to show that in January, February, March, people are still, not being as realistic as in the sales side. We really need to price realistically and market your properties well, and then, you'll have less vacancy, attract a tenant quicker, and we'll start to see this vacancy rate come down. So I'm really curious on the vacancy side to see if this stabilises and starts to come back. It'd be a very worrying sign if it continues to increase. At the median rent, that's been pretty stable since the start of the year at 400 per week, and hopefully that if the vacancy rate stabilises, we'll also see the rents stabilise, and that's where we're sitting now. So a couple of things in the investing space. I'm not sure if you've seen them, but I wanted to recap them for you and just make sure I'm providing you with as much value as possible every month. I released last week my top 3 suburbs to invest, and I looked into all the land estates across Perth. I looked into the established properties between 400 and 600 and the established properties between 600 and 800. I grouped all my research and data and information together, and I came up with my top 3 for you. So make sure you check out that blog post and video. You can go to our site, or if you receive my property investor update, it'll also be in this update for you to click on. 2016 top 3, investorsedge.com.au/2016 top 3 is where you go to check that out. I've had a lot of great feedback on it, and I'm going to go into providing a top 3 in each of these categories for you over the coming month. With the next item, I've got my Perth Property Development Toolkit. I know a lot of you guys have downloaded it. If you haven't grabbed it yet, make sure you get a copy. I've got lots of awesome feasibility spreadsheets, checklists and info. If you're considering doing a property development in Perth, this is a real must-have to avoid the costly mistakes that I've made and have the best chance of succeeding with your development. There's the link, investorsedge.com.au/dev toolkit. And interesting point to note on that front, we've again started doing buyer's agency, helping investors buy duplex and triplex development sites, and we're really getting some good deals for our clients at the moment. It's a buyer's market out there, the best time to buy. So if you do want us to help you find a site, get in touch, and one of my team can help you in that space. Next slide, how can we help? We've also got strategy sessions that we're going back to doing. Because we can now help people with both new investment sales and development sites, we can really help you take a deeper look into your situation, where you're at, what your goals are, and set a strategy that's going to best suit your situation moving forward. So if you do want a quick discovery call just to see whether we can help, go to investorsedge.com.au/strategy session, and we can have a quick chat and just see where you're at with things and how we can help. Next slide, I mentioned the development site buyers agency. There's the link, investorsedge.com.au/development. And for our building new house and land, we can help you all over Perth with that. And a lot of people will say to me, Jarrad, well, why wouldn't I just go direct to the builder? Well, we've done all the research for you, finding the best land estates to invest in, and we've gone and built the relationships with the builder so that we've got a bit of bulk buying power with them, and we're able to get you deals that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get if you'd walked in off the street and seen them. So we can definitely help you save time through the whole process, save money, and save a lot of energy in building new investment properties. So check out that link and get in touch with us if you want to chat about your options. So thank you for joining me. If you're not already a member of my Property Investor Update, here's the link to join, investorsedge.com.au/join, and I hope to see you in the coming month with my latest on the market and all the tools to help you make money in this market. Thank you.